everybody, welcome back to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And today, post Black Friday, we have a special episode where we are focused on showcasing some of the Black Friday bundle beers that Gathering Place Brewing Company here in Milwaukee actually put out. So I spent some time yesterday afternoon while my wife was recovering from our wonderful Black Friday, and I drove out to Gathering Place and picked these up. So if you're looking for a little bit more info on Gathering Place as a brewery, check the link in the description. We did a previous video on Gathering Place, but today we are focused on trying these beers. So we are fresh off our big Black Friday weekend. We've gathered a whole bunch of beer to review here on this channel, as well as just enjoy amongst ourselves. So what's a little bit unique about what Gathering Place did this year is they kind of added this unique little twist. So they've got 4 beers here that don't necessarily all meet the traditional decadence of what a Black Friday beer is or is known for. But the twist to these is every single bottle here actually has a QR code. I'll zoom in on that in post. But essentially every bottle here has a QR code that is linked to a Spotify playlist that was specifically curated to have or on and play that music along with drinking the specific beer. So kind of neat. They hashtagged it music to drink beer to, which is kind of cool. I love music. I think everybody does. So kind of a neat little spin on the way that they released their Black Friday stuff this year. So let's dive into the first beer. What the heck are we drinking?
So the first one we're doing here is the Imperial Pilsner. And to Josh's point, he kind of said, like, they ain't really do a traditional Black Friday, decadent, high barrel-aged beer and everything. So we started with a Pilsner and then they Black Friday it by making an Imperial Pilsner.
Yep.
So this, the music that actually kind of goes with it, if you click, just like a few highlights is Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, and Fugazi.
So kind of that old school pop punk realm, or not even pop punk, old school punk rock realm from like the late 80s, early 90s.
I have no idea. So yes, exactly what he says. So this one comes in an ABV of 8.4%. So for a Pilsner, that's really
way up there. That's like Miller Lite times 2.
Exactly.
So
and this one comes in with an IBU of 55. So a little bit on the bitter end, but not really high. So why don't we? Oh.
Let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
Let's get this open. Looking pretty much kind of what you see with like a Miller Lite or those straight Pilsners.
Yeah, kind of like a light golden color. Yeah.
A little more vibrant.
A little bit more vibrant.
Good head.
Well filtered, although not totally clear.
No.
Yeah. Imperial Pilsner. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Imperial Pilsner from Gathering Place. Happy Black Friday, my friend.
Happy Black Friday. Good day. So with a Pilsner, it's beer.
Yeah.
There's not much, there's no fluff, there's no variance, there's nothing you're going to get off of it other than just...
It smells like a less shitty Miller Lite. I mean, it does. Let's be real about it. That's what it smells like.
Yep.
I mean, it does. It does. I mean, I think
else to add to it.
If you talk to the head brewer at Gathering Place, he'd be like, "Yep, that's what I was going for." I mean, that's why you brew a Pilsner in this style for sure. So, yeah, I mean, it smells like a Pilsner.
Nothing more to say.
I mean, there's nothing special on the nose of this at all. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
So, I get the IBU now being up at 55. It's actually more of a hoppy taste than I was expecting.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bitterness on it.
Yeah, it's nice because it makes it much more full body, more full flavored. Honestly, it's more of a pale ale than a Pilsner to me.
It's not quite that hoppy. I don't know that I get quite as much bitterness, maybe as it sounds like you're getting. There's definitely bitterness here, though. Unlike what you get out of like, and actually, I'm saying that, and as I'm saying it, out the back end, I'm getting more hop bitterness actually on the back end of the beer. It actually lingers quite a bit. It's good. I mean, it's a solid beer. Like, you can't say I would drink this over a Miller Lite because it's totally different. Like,
it's not the same style.
No.
I think.
I mean, it is the exact same style.
But it doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't taste the same at all. I mean, it's a well-constructed beer.
Yeah.
Versus a bloatware beer.
Put it this way, if you were to give me this beer blind, and I had no idea what it was, or no idea what I was drinking, I would say, yep, this is a pale ale IPA.
You mean blind?
If I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said.
You said blocked.
I said.
I don't know what you said. This is our third video of the night.
If I was drinking this in a blind taste test.
Yes.
I don't know what I said now.
Yeah.
But no,
I can't wait to look and see.
I would assume this is a less bitter IPA or a very bitter pale ale, in my opinion. I would not say this is a Pilsner.
I agree with you. I think there's too much bitterness here for it to be lumped into that same category of a traditional Pilsner.
Now, this is my lack of knowledge of the brewing process. Maybe something because they made this an Imperial Pilsner. What we're getting is hops, something within the brewing process that created that taste, like flavoring to it. But
I don't think so. I think it's
hops.
Yeah, it's hops. It's where the hops were added in the boil. That's where you're getting kind of that hop bitterness, I think, towards the back end. It's not insane, though. It's not crazy.
You know, actually, the brown this actually kind of falls into, and the color would make this different, but black IPAs.
Yeah.
Actually, that's where this comes from. That's where I'm actually kind of tasting more. It's like, it's a pretty mellowed out IPA.
Yeah. Well, we have 3 more beers to get to. I don't think this is going to be the best of the bunch, but this is a pretty good start.
I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Untappd, where would you put it?
If I put it on Untappd, I'm going to give it probably a 3.75. I think it's a real good start. I really like it. I mean, I'm not going to call it Pilsner. I'm just not, because I don't think it is a Pilsner. I'm looking at this.
It is a Pilsner.
I understand what it is. Same with that taste. To me, it's solid. I really like it. It's enjoyable. The bitterness is there, but it's not like overpowering. I can't taste anything else or anything. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you. I think a 3.75 is a really good score for this. Mm-hmm. This is not something that I would necessarily go try to find. I think it's really kind of cool within this spectrum of this Black Friday release. It's a kind of a cool beer. I actually want to turn on this playlist when we finish this after the video, just to kind of see if maybe I feel a little bit different. Maybe my jive is a little bit different, with the Spotify playlist. But cool stuff. I would put it at a 3.75 as well.
Perfect. Good start.
Thanks, Ross. What's up next?
You tell me.
Oh, it's me. It's my turn. So up next we have the Italian style grape ale. So kind of another unique take or addition to the Black Friday release from Gathering Place. So this was actually, they took inspiration from the craft brewers of Italy with this. If you have never been to Italy, I have. Did you know that me and my wife went to Europe?
I've never heard that before.
Jenny and I went to Europe. It's pretty cool.
Crazy.
So in Italy, they are well known for their wines. This is actually brewed with Italian-style wine grapes that are added during the boil. So kind of an interesting, unique twist on a standard ale. So this one, if you scan the QR code, has a little playlist that includes artists such as The Kinks, The Velvet Underground, and Mr. David Bowie, the late David Bowie. So kind of an interesting playlist. We'll get that one going here, maybe off to the side as well, since we don't want copyright infringement on our video. This one comes in at 8.8%, so a little jump up on the ABV scale, and 15 IBUs, so this should not be nearly as bitter as the Pilsner. So let's get it in the glass.
Go for it. Let's get this cracked open. See what we got.
The Italians do it best. Or
really clear.
Or the Milwaukeeans does. It looks pretty similar to the Pilsner, actually.
Yeah, as it starts to settle, it's pretty similar.
Italian style grape ale from Gathering Place Brewing Company. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Italian style grape ale. Ooh. You definitely get grapes on the nose.
Yeah, that's all I'm getting.
It smells it's really fruity on the nose. A lot of fruit character.
Now, I'm assuming they use dark grapes.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Wine grapes. I mean, they could be green, they could be purple, they could be I don't know. I actually have no idea. Gathering Place, if you're watching,
Thanks for clearing that up.
let us know. You're welcome.
I guess the reason I'm
I
assuming...
cleared it up for you.
The reason I'm assuming the dark gray color is because of the labeling. I see the purple and everything. It's an assumption.
I think that's your standard wine grape,
Yeah.
to be honest. Okay. Well, there's not much else on the nose
No,
besides
it's great,
grapes.
yeah.
I mean,
So I'm
which
trying to get something else out of it.
actually I'm excited about. So, cheers.
Cheers,
Let's give it a shot. Ooh.
That's tasty. It gets really sweet as it keeps going.
It's kind of like... Ooh.
You know, for being a light colored, as part of beer, it's a heavy beer. It's heavier than I was expecting to be.
The front end of this, you get that grape note. And there's no bitterness on this, as you can tell from the 15 on the IBU scale. There's no bitterness. You just get kind of that grape note, and it sticks through all the way through the back end. It's pretty solid. And what I would equate it to is kind of almost like there's a splash of Welch's grape juice in this. Like a splash of Welch's grape juice in kind of a traditional ale. And honestly, that tastes really good.
It is. It's really tasty. I mean, we say there's grape on the nose, there's grape on the palate, and everything, but it's not overpowering where it tastes but you get that
No. There's a sweetness there, a little bit of sweetness, but it's very well baked into the beer. It's not... The grape is just kind of melded into the traditional ale notes that you get with...
It's really unique.
It is.
In the sense that, the color that you get with the taste that you're getting is not... It doesn't mash up. And it kind of screws with you a little bit because you're expecting one thing and you get something completely different to the palate.
And it's important to know, it's nothing like a wine.
No, exactly.
You read Italian-style grape ale and you think, oh, it's going to be like wine characters. It's not. It's very more grape juice into a beer, but also subtle. It's well blended.
Yeah.
That's really good. What would you do in Untappd?
I'm really surprised by this. I'll be honest. I like the kind of what you see isn't really what you get and everything. I'm gonna actually put this at 4.25. I'm really enjoying this. I really like this. I like the grape to it. I like the uniqueness to this one.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. I'm not going to go quite as high as you. I'm going to give this a jump up on the Pilsner. I'm going to put this at a 4. Okay. I think this is a really darn good beer. I was kind of pumped for this one just because of the uniqueness of it, and it met my expectations for sure. This is really, really solid. A 4 is not a bad score on this at all. Well done, Gathering Place.
It's really good. I really like that.
I like it. So now it is your turn.
It is my turn.
So what are we drinking next?
So now we're getting to the decadent beers. Now we're kind of getting the more traditional Black Friday beer.
Yes.
So this is a Black Forest Imperial Stout. So this is a pastry stout. It's got chocolate and cherry with cocoa nibs from
Tobel
in Tosa. So the music that comes with this one, I'm going to screw this up. Thelonious Monk, Miles Davis, and Dizzy Gillespie.
But you came close. You came darn close. So this is like that traditional jazz type group from probably the 50s, 60s, even into the 70s. Yeah. I'm a trumpet player myself. Like
I've
that.
heard him play trumpet. It's awful.
Hey, it is not. It is not. That is not true. I'll go get it right now.
He plays at awful times.
I'll go get it right now.
March Madness. So, getting back to the beer, and not your horrible trumpet, is this one comes in at about 9.8%. So this is the biggest jump we're going to have so far. And this one's surprising because as a pastry stout, the IBU is coming at 60. I'm guessing it's going to be the chocolate.
I'm thinking.
But we'll see. So
yeah. And I think an important note here, this is the first pastry stout, I think, that Gathering Place has ever done. So interesting stuff. Let's get it in the glass.
Okay.
Yeah, I was expecting a much darker beer than what we've been trying. Black Forest.
A little thinner for a stout. It's not as dark, especially at the bottom if you look. But
yeah, a little thin towards the neck. But Black Forest Imperial Stout. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Black Forest Imperial Stout. I love Black Friday.
Oh, I know.
This is the best.
So definitely getting the chocolate. Again,
There's a ton of bitterness on this.
Yeah.
Actually, it smells like hop bitterness, not even chocolate bitterness. So, I mean,
you might be right, yeah.
60 IBUs is pretty big.
It's the highest one we've had so far.
Like, it smells...
For a pastry stout, that's just weird.
Yeah. It smells actually like almost IPA level bitterness. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm
not getting much.
I definitely get bitterness. I get chocolate.
Yeah.
I get some chocolate sweetness behind it, but the bitterness is the key note, I think, on the nose. All right.
Well,
cheers.
You know, it's weird because I don't know about you, but I'm not getting the same bitterness. Oh, there it is. I'm getting more bitter as it goes through.
It's the cherries.
The cherries are coming through. It's the tartness of the cherries with the bitterness of the chocolate. And to your point, I get what you're saying with like the hop bitterness on the nose. I'm not getting that on the palate though.
I am.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's actually hops or if it's the tartness from the cherries. I think it's a combination. I think the combination of the two is where the IBUs come from and the bitterness comes from on this. There's definitely chocolate in it, but the chocolate is like a secondary player in this. It's like almost non-existent. I get kind of traditional stout notes and stout characteristics, a little bit of smokiness. And then the front end is like, there's almost nothing like directly on the front end, but like middle of the palate, you get like the cherry starts to kick in, and that's when the bitterness really hits. And then out the back end is like a little bit of chocolate, a little bit more cherry, and then bitterness.
You said halfway through the smokiness of it, and I didn't think about that, and I took another sip of it. I'm getting much more of that, almost like a porter smokiness to a point, which might be part of that bitterness that we're getting. This one's weird. It's all over the place.
For a pastry stout, I would expect something a lot more sweet.
I would agree.
This is not a pastry stout, in my opinion. This is way too bitter. The cherries are way too prominent for this to be a pastry stout, in my opinion. There needs to be more like sweetness, like sugary sweetness to it. Does not quite fit the pastry stout bill to me.
I would disagree at all. I think that's fair. I think, I don't say it's bad, but it's not hitting with the mark of what the beer says it's going to hit. I guess is the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
So if you're putting this on a score, where are you going with this?
Honestly, I think it's not a bad beer. It's not what I expected. I'm probably putting this at a 3 1/4.
Okay.
I think it's still a good beer. It's very drinkable. I actually do like some of the characteristics of this. The bitterness, the uniqueness of it is kind of neat, which is what jazz is all about. Jazz is all about improvisation and uniqueness and randomness. So I got to give them some credit there. They hit the nail there. But as far as beer is concerned, just straight up, not the best thing I've ever tried. It's decent. It's good. It's very drinkable. But 3 1/4, I think, is a fair score.
So I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I'm gonna put it at 3. And the only reason I'm putting it a little bit lower is for it to say it's going to be a pastry stout, it's gonna have cherries and chocolate and everything. It misses the mark a bit in that sense. That's why I'm giving it just a slightly below grade.
Sure.
To your point, though, I do enjoy the beer. It's tasty. Yeah. I like it. I think to your point with the smokiness in there, to me this feels much more closer to a porter.
It does.
Than it does a pastry stout. So that's the only reason I'm giving it a 3. Because if I were to order this without knowing anything about it, expecting, I'm going to get a pastry stout with some like sweetness and desserty, and I got this, I'd be slightly disappointed. But if I just got this, like, hey, I just want to try that beer that I have no idea what it is, I would enjoy it.
I'm with you.
So.
Yep. I think that's fair.
Yeah. All right. What are we finishing off with?
Up last in the Black Friday bundle from Gathering Place is the German Chocolate Imperial Stout. So I'm hoping this one gets closer to the decadent Black Friday notes that I'm expecting from Black Friday beer. But this is brewed with chocolate, vanilla, and coconut, like a true German chocolate cake. This one actually had the most unique Spotify playlist associated with it. If you scan the QR code on here, artists include artists like Speedometer and the Soul Jazz Orchestra, neither of which I've ever heard of, nor have I heard of any of the other artists in the list. So a bit unique. We'll check that out as we finish this off after the video. This one comes in at the highest ABV of all four at 10% with an IBU of 18. So again, low, really low on the bitterness scale. I'm expecting this to be, I think, more decadent than what we just saw. So let's get it in the glass and give it a shot.
Let's get this last one poured. Expecting it to be pretty similar to the one we just did. Yep.
Nice and dark. A little bit darker, maybe. It's pretty clear around the neck still.
No, it's about the same.
I do like the chocolate bar, though, on the label. That makes me happy. German Chocolate Imperial Stout. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the German Chocolate Imperial Stout from Gathering Place.
Ooh. So I'm getting a little bit of the coconut that's coming through. More sweet.
I'm getting a lot of chocolate on the nose.
It's not the bitter chocolate though.
It's not. It's like almost like a milk chocolatey type note to the nose. I'm not really getting coconut.
You know, a little coconut. I'm getting some of the vanilla sweetness. I'm actually getting quite a bit on this one.
I'm excited for this.
Ooh.
It smells good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cheers. Let's give it a shot. There it is.
Yeah.
Really smooth.
It is. Really back and forward. Back and forth doesn't make any sense. Most of the flavor comes in the back end.
It is back and forward.
Shut up. not a ton up front. Really smooth up front, and then you really get kind of like a blast of flavor right at the end of it.
Everything across the board is subdued. Now, again, we just drank a pretty bitter stout right before this, which I'm wondering if that's numbed my taste buds just a little bit. Okay. Another sip. I think to your point, there's not a lot going on the front end of this. Mid palate to the back end, the chocolate and kind of vanilla characters kick up. I'm not really getting coconut at all, though.
I'm not really getting the coconut either. I get it a little bit on the nose. I'm not getting it in the palate. I do get some vanilla. I get some chocolate. Nothing's overpowering. Nothing's really like dominating or kind of canceling each other out. It's there. It's smooth. It's subtle all the way across.
If I really stretch, I think I'm getting a little bit of coconut towards the back end, but it's super, super subtle. Like, it is not prominent in this beer at all. Like, if you've tried, like, City Lights Coconut Porter,
yeah.
I mean, it's no doubt coconut. Yeah. This is super berried. This is good. This is easily the most decadent one out of the four. I feel like it's just missing something, though. Like, I feel like there should be something prominent in here that kind of kicks it up and takes it up a notch, and I'm just not getting it. It kind of tastes like a standard Imperial Stout with some stuff in it, but like nothing that's really to write home about in it.
It's a decent milk stout in some ways, without much of the lactose and the milk sugar that's been being involved in it. I don't disagree with what you're saying, though. Like, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I definitely could see myself in, like, ordering another one of these, but it's missing just that kind of that je ne sais quoi to really push it over the top.
Je ne sais quoi. There's a lot of French tonight in our videos. Is that French? That is French. This is good. This is good. It's not great. It's just good.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about this. I was hoping there was going to be some like major pop here with this one. There just isn't. It's just a decent stout.
I think you're fair.
It's just a decent
stout. I think it's fair. I think you're spot on with that. I'm enjoying the taste. I'm enjoying the flavor. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
I would probably put this one. at 3.25 as well.
Okay.
I think it's slightly above average. I think it's a well-made beer. It's well constructed from the perspective of an Imperial Stout. But I think outside of that, there's just nothing special about it that really kind of gives it anything above that.
I'm gonna be right there with you. I think 3.25 is a good score for this. I think I was expecting more.
Yeah.
And think as much, but I think is partially the reason for the score. I appreciate that this is the most decadent of the style, and honestly, throw everything else out, I appreciate the uniqueness of this release.
I love the fact that there's 4 different beers here that are totally different, completely different concoctions.
It's really cool to see because as I love Black Friday, I love the Black Friday release, but for the most part, Black Friday releases, let's do this base and then variants off the base. They just said, screw it, we're going to do 4 completely different beers and give you music to go with it.
Yeah.
I think it's an awesome release.
Super neat.
I love this release
Super
so
neat.
much. So
Well done, Gathering Place. Maybe not, the best finish to this, but I think a really solid release nonetheless. And
really
a lot of fun for
Yeah.
Black Friday. We will definitely do your Black Friday stuff again.
Absolutely.
This was a lot of fun to do and unique stuff. So good show. All right, so that was fun. Black Friday release official #1 from stuff we pulled from our Black Friday haul. Check us out. If you've tried any of these, actually don't check us out first. If you've tried any of these, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you have a specific opinion about any one of these 4 beers. Would love to hear about that. If you're from Gathering Place, let us know what you think about us too. We would love to support you. We're supporting everybody in the Milwaukee community, everybody outside of that, the state of Wisconsin. Love all the great breweries here in the States. Having a lot of fun doing this. So thanks for putting this great little package together for Black Friday. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Untappd. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, as I said previously. And click the little bell icon so that you have a subscription to this awesome channel where you can get great updated beer content in the Milwaukee community every single week. A lot more Black Friday content to come. A lot more from me and this wonderful guy, Ross, and our beautiful wives. And we'll see you in the next episode.
thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.